Everyone, in today's video we're going to learn how to make this beautiful blouse with all these details on it. This is what the back of the blouse looks like. Please ignore my mannequin. So this is the pattern drafting process. If you haven't seen the tutorial, I'll drop the link in the comment section or in the description box so you can go check it out. So firstly, these are from the patterns we drafted. This is the front part of it. I already imputed my breast pad, my soft hairstay, alright, and also attached a thick cloth gum for that conical effect to make it stand a little bit since I'm not using boning. So we're just going to be stitching this part according to the notches we marked. I've gone ahead to stitch it, okay, and I also went ahead to stitch the lining to it. Alright, I stitched the main fabric and also went ahead to stitch the lining. That part you're seeing now is the lining, right? So we'll head over to the back part of it. Now for the back part of it, you're going to be stitching the fabric first. You stitch on this part like this according to the notches you marked, and also on this part like this before you go ahead to attach your zipper in the center or at the center. So I've gone ahead to sew it and I've attached my zipper. I know someone might be wondering why you're attaching your zipper when you've not sewed the lining to it. This is going to help you have a neat finish, and you're going to be seeing that right now in this video. So in order to attach your lining to the back piece, this is what you're going to do. You want to open up the zipper all the way to the end, and then you take your lining fabric, right? You take your lining and you're going to be stitching up the top, that's the neckline first, the down part of it, which is the hem. Then you go ahead to stitch up the zipper area, and after stitching you turn it open from your side seam because that part is open. So I'll show you guys what I did right now. I'm gonna have to sew up everything. This is what the front, the main fabric looks like. I'll go ahead to close up the zip, so I'll show you guys what the lining, the inside of the dress of this blouse looks like at the back area. You can also do this method of zipper for your English wear. All right, so this is what it looks like. Can you see that neat effect? Other than having something hanging around, we just want only the side seam part. That's where you're going to be having stuffs hanging around. So I've decided to conceal everything at the zipper area. Now we'll head over to the sleeve part of it. For the sleeve also, I'm going to be using the lining to turn the sleeve over, and I attached a thick cloth gum to that pointy part of the sleeve, both on the fabric and also on the lining. Okay, so I'll be turning it over right now. I'm gonna have to turn it over. This is what the sleeve is looking like, and here is the lining part of it. Do not worry if it looks as if that thick cloth gum is bulging out. That very ruffled effect is going to cover it up, right? So do not worry. Now this is the base for the ruffle effect. If you've seen the pattern, you remember this is the base for the ruffle effect. In order to make our ruffle effect to be in uniform, this is what we're going to do. You want to measure from top to down and you mark the midpoint. You also want to measure the sideways and you also mark the midpoint. So technically now, this is where this stuff intersects, something like that. I'm going to be running a line all the way down, following the previous one we did, previous one at the intersect. Okay. So at this point now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 1.5 inches all the way like so, round. 1.5 inches all the way round. 1.5 inches all the way round. I'll also be doing this again. I'll also come down 1.5 inches all the way round till you'll have exhausted the whole of the base. Alright, 1.5 inches till I've exhausted the whole of the base. Okay, 1.5 inches till I've exhausted the whole of the base, and at this point that is just all that we have. Now I'm going to be using an organza to form that ruffle effect. Okay, now this organza is 5 inches at this point. It is 5 inches. Is it the width? Yeah, not the length. 5 inches. The reason why we have 5 inches is so we can stitch with half an inch, and the remaining half an inch is going to cover the base. We don't want the ruffle effect to have the same length with the base. We want the ruffle effect to cover up the base, so the remaining half an inch is going to cover up the base. And also, as you're sewing step by step, you sew with 1/2 inch, the remaining 1/2 inch will cover up the base, leaving you with 2 inches. So you have 1.5 inches, 2 inches, at least 1/2 inch is going to cover up the next sewing which you have made. And after that, this is what we have. This is the ruffle we have on both sides. Okay, I'm going ahead to join my front and my back pieces together to form, you know, a blouse before we go ahead to attach the sleeve. Go ahead to join this together. Then at the armhole area is where you're going to be attaching your sleeve. Also, go ahead to place that base on top of the main sleeve, on top of the basic sleeve. Okay, so I use my pin to hold it down. Like I said, do not discard your pattern. You'll be using your pattern to check where the point where you're supposed to pin this down and all that. Just use your pattern to checkmate it. Alright, so I'm going to be pinning this down at the point where they are supposed to be. Alright, so I'm going to have to pin this down like so. And also at the top, I'll go ahead to pin it down. You can tack that top. You can just tack it at the top there. So I'm going over to the sewing machine to sew up those parts, but the organza effect, the ruffle effect will cover it up. And after that, you guys, this is what we had as the outcome. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.